Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the video and welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. Today we're going to be talking about binocular harnesses as a concept, but also specifically the Eberlestock Recon. I built this bino harness out as a way to sort of carry everything I need for the most basic whitetail hunt, but this can translate to pretty much hunting any type of game. Just carrying the bare essentials so that I can just grab my bow or weapon of choice out of my truck and bail off into some public land and go get it done, get a deer out, and have everything figured out in between. So we're going to talk about the Recon specifically, but we're also going to talk about what I keep in it and what position and why. Hopefully you guys can learn a little bit about why you may or may not want to set up a bino harness like the one I have here. So let's get started. So first and foremost, this is the Eberlestock Recon. It is their entry into the bino harness marketplace. They're known for making really high-end military packs, bags, and a whole bunch of other gear that is standing the test of time in the market as of right now, and very, very high quality. I also have their Bandit pack, which I often sort of use with this bino harness for lightweight saddle hunting. But this bino harness comes a little bit different than you see it right now. If you look at it listed on their website, you'll see MOLLE panels here on the side instead of pouches. These are also Eberlestock pouches just for the sake of continuity, but any MOLLE pouch will affix to this and fit very nicely. I like this bino harness setup. I ride it a little bit higher than you see a lot of people. You'll see some people riding it down low around their belly. I try to ride it right at the bottom of my chest so that everything's available to me and it's not going to be like dangling away from my body when I wear it. Also, the back is a lot wider than a lot of the standard sort of X harness ones out on the market right now. Those lead to some like pressure points in my back once I throw binos and have this thing loaded out. The MOLLE on the back is really nice too because you can throw a hydration bladder on there and then have literally everything you need for a whole day's worth of hunting on sort of this fully built out chest rig that distributes the weight really nicely, and you don't have to go searching into a backpack or taking stuff off to get your gear out. So that's one reason why I like running a bino harness as opposed to a full pack setup. The main bino compartment folds open like this and has magnetic closures on the bottom. There are no snaps, there are no zippers, there is no bungee cord, which is nice because it's totally silent, which you might have noticed from that right there. A little bit of fabric rubbing on fabric noise, but definitely nothing that sounds metallic or plasticky or unnatural. So pop this guy open and it folds open like so. Inside, I've got some sort of budget-oriented binos. These are Vortex Crossfire HD 10x50s. I like the 10x50 size. 10Xs are great all-around magnification range for a set of binos where I live. 8s would probably be fine. 12s might be a little bit more than you're going to get the most use out of, but I settled on 10s. I've also got a little tripod adapter set into the binos as well, so I can pop those onto the tripod that you're currently sitting on. If I decide that I want to put them on a tripod, that's quick and easy to do with just a little adapter piece. If you go up above the Crossfires in the Vortex line, you are going to get better quality glass, which is going to be a little bit of less strain on your eyes. I could definitely see for you guys that are planning on doing long glassing sessions, going for something like the Diamondbacks or even a higher quality bino from Vortex or Loophole or any relevant bino company out there. But for me, basically just popping binos up and looking real quick and doing a quick scan, they do not fatigue my eyes whatsoever, and I haven't found the quality of glass to be a limiting factor for me. Behind that main compartment is a little pouch for essentially documents, paper stuff, or maybe a stick of gum. I'll typically keep my license and tags back here. For you guys that are cooler than me and running paper maps, mad props to you, but those can definitely go right back here in the bino harness as well and carry very easily. Moving into the front compartment, this is a double zippered compartment. So anything that is zippered, like this left side or this center one here, is probably not something I'm going to pull out when a deer is around because it's going to make noise. Got a little bit of 550 paracord in here, gutted of course, so that the knots hold a little bit better. And I keep this on me whenever I hunt public land because if I am climbing or even if I'm setting up on the ground, on public you're not allowed to cut limbs with like a pole saw. So being able to tie limbs back out of the way for the duration of a hunt and then untie them and leave them as you found them has been really useful for me. I've done it a few times. I think the last buck I killed, actually, I had to tie limbs up out of the way, and keeping a little bit of 550 cord works very well. This sort of is just a catch-all, like it'll be sort of a hunt-specific type deal. If I'm out on a rifle hunt, I might throw some spare ammo in here or a spare magazine, stuff like that. I leave that mostly empty up front for collecting goodies. Over here, actually we'll stay on the center compartment still. There's these two sort of elastic containers over here on the side of the center compartment. I'll get close-ups of this later so you all can see it. But in the side here, I keep a small knife. This is the Havalon Piranta, I believe. This is their small replaceable blade knife. If I can get it to focus there. And I carry an extra blade on me as well. This is not my ideal for breaking down game. I prefer a fixed blade knife like my Benchmade Saddle Mountain Hunter, I think it's called. But this works just fine for a quick gut job. Honestly, you could break down a whole deer into its respective parts with one of these. But for me, I prefer a fixed blade knife just for the extra durability. This is a lens pen from Vortex. It has a little brush that pops out and you can clean your lenses. I also keep a lens cloth a little bit more often than this. Good to keep on you in case your lenses get wet or dirty, because binos don't work very well when the lenses are wet or dirty. Over on this side, I keep a wind check. I prefer milkweed. I gotta go pick some milkweed this year still, but I keep this little dead downwind squeeze bottle type of wind detector in there for right now. Works fine, gives you wind direction, but can't really read thermals, which are arguably just as important as wind direction during certain times of day. Deer can see you or hear you, and they will definitely move away. But it's a different game when they get a full whiff of you and can smell that you are a person. They get out of town. I have never killed a deer the same day it smelled me. I have killed a deer the same day that it saw or heard me, just because they don't seem to spook as hard and completely understand the situation unless they get your scent. So wind is huge. I check the wind pretty obsessively. Moving over here, this is another Eberlestock pouch. This is their Rangefinder pouch. Similar design to the magnetic closure on the Bino pouch in the middle. It just pulls up with this tab, and again, you'll notice no noise. And the magnet actually sticks to the bottom, so it's not going to be flopping around on you. Rangefinder, another Vortex Crossfire product, again, because I'm not shooting super duper far out here. If I was a Western hunter more often and was doing more long range target shooting, especially at unknown ranges, I might invest in a slightly nicer rangefinder, but this is the Crossfire 1400, and it has been absolutely wonderful for me. It has angle compensation, multiple modes to shoot in, and it works great. And I typically use it right before taking a shot, and I have affixed a lanyard onto the Bino harness so that I can just come up, take my range, and then drop it out of the way. Or if I miss the bucket style container over here, then it doesn't really matter. It's just gonna hang down by my side, and then I can take shots. Nice and durable, good rubberized coating on the top. I carry a spare battery for it as well. We'll get into this pouch over here, which is sort of backup items. Always carry a spare battery for anything electronic, because they will eventually fail, and if it fails in the moment of truth, you're gonna wish you brought some extra batteries. So rangefinder taken care of. Let's move over onto this left pouch. First and foremost, in the top of this, I keep my release in this sort of little elastic area here. This is a Spot Hog whippersnapper, arguably one of the best priced budget handheld releases on the market right now. People have their own opinions about that for sure, but this is the release right here. I've got a full video review on it on the channel as well. I'll leave it linked up in the cards if you want to check that out. So in this pouch over here, sort of like a little utility pouch. I don't plan on going into this pouch very often, but if I have to, it's here with the backup items that I need. Number one, headlamp. This is a cheapo little Energizer lamp with red mode. I usually use a black diamond headlamp. It is in my glove box right now, but I use this one just for demo purposes. Always keep a headlamp with you, because if you kill a deer before dark, which is generally where they're most active, especially in early season, a lot of evening hunts during early season, carrying a headlamp with you will let you clean that deer in the dark and get back to your truck. Also keep batteries for anything that runs off of a battery, so that's headlamp and rangefinder in this case. I also keep a little thing of this HME face paint. I don't always hunt off the ground, but when I do, I will typically paint my face. Being a Caucasian gentleman, that leads to my face being like a glowing dot for deer to see. They pick up on that less than neutral color, especially if you're on the ground and you're at their eye level. So first of all, wearing camo of some sort of neutral color or a camo pattern, and then secondarily wearing something on your face, whether it's a little shimagi pull-up or something of the sort, or face paint, is very beneficial. Highly recommend it. All right, final point here. Eberlestock also has one little last trick up their sleeve for these Bino harnesses, and that is, you can probably hear it, a little Velcro panel on the back to where you can add extra accessories. This accessory is a hand warmer tube, and this is a nice felt-lined hand warmer tube from Eberlestock. Very smart design. I like it quite a bit, and it even has a little bit of extra storage included with it, with a little zippered pouch on the front in which you can put a hand warming pack. But this is the material that it's made out of. It is just as soft as it looks, which is very nice. So this is how the hand warmer tube rides on the Bino harness. It just rides right below, and your hands can just fit pretty naturally in there if you're sitting up in a tree or sitting in a ground blind. Not a sponsored video, I just really like the product, spent my own hard-earned money on it. It comes in at about 120 bucks. I have found it on sale somewhere in the 90s. So that's about gonna cover it for me, guys. Please consider subscribing to the channel right down below, as well as leaving a like on the video. That helps me understand what you guys are into as far as content goes, so I can make better stuff for you. If you guys wanna drop your Bino harness sort of loadouts down in the comments, that would be awesome. We can learn from each other and what we kind of decide to bring into the woods with us. If you think I forgot anything, you got any questions, comments, concerns, also leave them right down below. I will also leave links to every product I've talked about in this video. Not affiliates, not sponsored. I just think this stuff is cool. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.